Hey guys, we're going to do section 1.3 here, which is problem solving. This is only one section, but it's probably the most difficult section of the chapter, because a lot of it is just practice of getting better at solving problems, and there's a technique that we'll learn. Alright, so what we're going to do is go through our learning objectives. First one, we're going to be able to state the 4 steps in basic problem solving procedure. Now this is a big thing right here. Our project that we do for chapter 1 is actually going to be about those 4 steps. We're going to be able to solve problems with diagrams, going through trial and error. That's probably a big one here, and that's okay. You don't have to use equations for everything, but trial and error will work. Solve equations with money and solve equations with calculations. I guess my dog doesn't like that. Okay. Alright, so here's the big thing. Make sure you guys have these written down somewhere or you print this off. But we have Poyla's 4-step problem solving procedure. Now this you can actually use to solve any type of problem. And there's 4 steps. Step 1, understand the problem. You're going to read the problem slowly and jot down the key ideas. Okay, what's important about the problem? What information do you have? What are you trying to solve? Step 2, you're going to devise a plan, okay? Now there's different ways. You can just say, I'm going to make a diagram. I'm going to find a formula. I'm going to look for patterns. But you're basically stating here in step 2, what are you going to do to actually solve the problem? Step 3 is carry out the plan to solve the problem. So you're going to go through, follow the pattern, use the equation, draw the diagram, actually go throughout and do the work. So step 3 is doing work. And step 4, check the answer, okay? When you get your answer, ask yourself, does this make sense? This is the biggest thing that frustrates most math teachers, is kids will put down answers that make no sense at all, okay? And did you solve for the requested, okay? If you're trying to figure out how many tickets you need to buy, but you just first figured out how much money you have, first you need to make sure you're answering the question. So we're going to go through, now this is an example problem here, and I'll go and show you guys what each step would look like. A gardener is asked to plant 8 tomato plants that are 18 inches tall and in a straight line with 2 feet between each plant. How much space is needed between the first plant and the last one? Alright, now the hint there, be careful. What seems to be an obvious solution is not always correct. You might be tempted to just multiply 2 by it, but instead we're going to use Poyla's method. So step 1, understand the problem. In this case, the key information given there is that there's 8 plants in a line with 2 feet between each. Alright, so the fact that they're 18 inches tall does not matter. We're asked to find the total distance between the first and last plant. So we know, okay, there's 2 feet in between them. We want to find the distance from the first to the last. So devise the plan. Okay, this one's pretty easy. All we're going to do is draw a picture. Alright, so to carry out the plan, here we go. Here's one plant, the second plant, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and 8th plant. And there's 2 feet in between each one. Just marked it up like so. Now if we add those all up together, we figure out it's 14 feet. And does it make sense? Yeah, because we don't need 8 plants, 8 2-feet spaces. We need 7 spaces in between the 8 plants. So that's why it's correct. Now we're going to go through the next couple ones, so if you guys want to just pause the video, try to figure out on your own, we can go ahead and do that. So, this one, suppose we have 10 coins consisting of quarters and dimes. You have a total of $1.90. Find the number of each type of coin. So if you want to go ahead, pause, try to figure out, and I'll show you guys how to go through the steps. Alright, step 1, what we need to know. We have 10 coins. So this is step 1. We'll write it out here. 10 coins. And it totals $1.90. Alright, step 2. Oh, I guess step 1 we're trying to figure out how many of each. But step 2, okay, well, how are we going to do this? I always like to use make a table. and I'm going to figure out, okay, and my table is going to be like so, and we got quarters and dimes, so I'm going to put a Q here, and then there, and then how much total. Alright, now step 3, I'm actually going to go through and solve this out. So I'm just going to guess and check. So I'll split it down the middle and say I got 5 quarters and 5 dimes. Well, 5 quarters is $1.25 and 5 dimes 50, so that's $1.75. Not quite enough. So if I need to make the price higher, I know that's not going to work. So I'm going to put more quarters. So I'm going to have 6 quarters, and if I got 6 quarters, I would have to have 4 dimes. So 6 quarters is $1.50 plus 4 dimes. That's 40 cents. So there we go, $1.90. So trial and error shows me I would have 6 quarters, 4 dimes. Alright, so it's simple as that. And my last step 4, I'd write it out as a complete sentence. Okay, try it now if you want to go ahead, try to pause this one, but we'll go through the same process. So if you graduated from college, you're ready for the first real job. In fact, you have 2 offers. One pays an hourly wage of $19.20 per hour with a 40-hour work week. You work for 50 weeks, you get 2 weeks paid vacation. The second offer is a salary position offering $41,000 per year. Which job will pay more? Well, let's find the important things. First, job 1 makes that many per hour, you work that many hours per week, and you work basically 52 weeks in the year because you work 50 weeks but you get paid 2 off. And the other one is $41,000. So we're just going to compare. Let's see, step 2, let's figure out how much that makes per year and see if it's larger than that. So to do that, step 3, solve that out. Well, we're going to do 1920, and we're going to times that by 40 hours per week. We would get a total of 768. Now what we need to do, that's how much we make per week, 768. We're going to times that by 52, because there's the 50 weeks we work and the 2 that we get paid for free. So we figure that out, and we get $39,936. So there's job 1, there's job 2. Which job will pay more? Job 2 will pay more. Now which one's a better job? Let's probably think that job we get 2 weeks off. Ain't bad. Not losing too much money, just a little over $1,000 to have 2 weeks off. I'd say it's worth it. Alright, a 150-pound person walking briskly for 1 mile can burn about 100 calories. How many miles per day would a person have to lose to walk 1 pound per week? It is necessary to burn 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound. So go ahead, pause, let's try to figure it out. So the important information doesn't really matter, the 150. But 1 mile is 100 calories, and we're trying to lose 1 pound in 1 week, and it takes 3,500 calories to lose that pound. So step 2 would be, I'm going to go through and just use some division to figure this out. So first off, we're going to take and figure out how many miles 3,500 calories is. So if I take 3,500 and divide that by 100, because there's 100 calories in a mile, that tells me I would have to walk 35 miles just to lose a pound. So walk from Lancaster to basically the upper part of Columbus. Nice. Alright, but we have a whole week to do that, so that's 35 miles. And now we're going to divide that by how many days are in a week. And we divide that by 7 days a week. And we get a total of 5 miles per day. It's not too bad. It usually takes an hour to do. Well, that is it. Now, if you're having trouble with this, don't get frustrated. You try a different way of solving. Try out your partner for help. A lot of these are just looking at the problem a certain way to figure it out. Good luck with this. This is the last section of the chapter. So after this, we'll have a chapter review, which all the chapter review will be in class, in person, on paper, because the test will be on paper. And then after that, we got a chapter 1 project. Awesome.